Welcome everyone. What you need to know right now is today's timeless pick a card. Today we have three options. Option 1 on the left, the compass. Option 2 in the middle of the dry desert. And option 3 on the right hand side. Details, details. Take a deep breath with me. And exhale. Timestamps are in the description box. If you need more time to choose, you can pause the video now. See you there. Welcome everyone who chose this compass. This is going to be your reading. The number 50 could be relevant to you, as well as the number 5. So I'm seeing a frog here that could have significance to someone watching. So you may be looking for a sense of direction through this reading around a possible change that could be going on for you or that you're considering, okay? And you're looking for a sense of direction through this reading, okay? Let me see, am I seeing any signs here? I'm seeing all the signs, but this is pointing to, and I'm not gonna limit this to just one sign. Oh, it's pointing to Aquarius, so this has something to do with Pluto now being in Aquarius. So I'm almost getting someone asking, okay, what's next? What's next? Maybe you're wondering what's next, and you're wanting a sense of direction, a compass, something about your inner compass, something about a change, an adventure, maybe travel for some of you. Okay. We got spirit quartz. The number 54 could be relevant, as well as the number 9. Spirit quartz is about, because I'm seeing a lot of these tower points together. It's like a cluster, right? So there's something about a cluster of maybe people, a community, cooperation, being in harmony as well. Maybe healing a partnership or healing in a partnership. There's a sense of the strong lifting the weak. There's something about reaching out and connecting to your community, in connection to the gifts that you have, and through sharing your gifts with others. That will give you a sense of direction, or maybe that has been your sense of direction so far. Maybe that's what you have been doing. Maybe you have been putting the highest good ahead of any wants that you may have fostered. So depending on where you sit on the spectrum here. Now, let's say you always put only other people's needs first, and you're very self-sacrificial. The change would be to now also consider yourself. So, and if you have only been focused on self because you've been listening to people preaching about how important it is to be super independent and only do what you want, and there's a need for balance here, okay? That's what I'm seeing here basically. So when it comes to your community, your main contribution should come from a place of, okay, what is my true gift? It's not like trying to morph into a gift. It's what is my gift and what do I have to share, right? And that is your contribution. It's not about overextending. It's not about going way too much on the side of self-sacrifice. It's like a balance that you need to find here. And that balance is your sense of direction. And if you feel like you're in a community where you just keep giving and nothing is really coming back to you, not that we should give with an expectation of receiving, but it should be flowing nicely. So if you're feeling lost in some way and wanting some changes, either because you feel like you've been giving too much, or if you feel like something's not working at community, if you know that you're not giving too much and you feel like you're not giving anything at all to that community, you may want to have a look at, you know, what your contribution in that community could be, or whether you would be of more use in a different community. We have She of the Lotus. The number 43 could be relevant, as well as the number 7. Okay, so with the lotus being here, what I'm seeing is that you've definitely been through murky circumstances. You've been through it. I would say you've been through a lot, okay? You've possibly done your shadow work. You have looked at where at your place in your community. You have been taking stock and inventory, and you have been really addressing some dissonance that may be going on in a certain community or in a certain partnership. It could be that you've been keeping yourself in a position of self-sacrifice because you feel like your wants are not worth it if you've been overgiving and too self-sacrificial. But it's like there's been a sense of a lack of fulfillment at the same time, and it's just been challenge after challenge. And if you really like squeeze the fruit, there's not much juice coming out of it. And it's because there's something that is very lopsided or unbalanced here. And you've been feeling, I would say, mostly disempowered. But with that reference to Aquarius, I feel like you could have been feeling this way for the last, let's say, 16 years while Pluto was in Capricorn. And now you're going to feel free from that energy, that heaviness. And you're going to be loving yourself back to wholeness, because I feel where it was an act of love as you perceived it to be self-sacrificial when it came to a community. I see this is for most of you. You forgot about yourself. You lost yourself somehow there, and you turned into the gift that you felt these people needed from you, but you didn't really fully explore your true gifts. There's still something there. And in the midst of all this, you've done the shadow work. You're like, but what do I need to keep healing? What do I need to keep healing? Probably nothing. What needs to happen, though, is a shift. Now that you're coming out of this energy, I do feel this. And maybe people have been critical of you or criticizing you, and you've been seeing these as faults in yourself instead of seeing that at the flip side of these faults are other superpowers. So it seems like now the shift for you needs to go on to, okay, what are my strengths? What are my true gifts? How else can I contribute to this community, another community, somewhere where I am appreciated, where I can be myself fully, where I don't have to just sacrifice all the time. It's like, what's in it for me? All these years of giving, and I'm not really getting back from this community, from the universe. It feels like you feel very like disempowered, and what's the word for it? There's a word for it. You just feel you're not really deriving much pleasure from life, but I see that will be shifting for you. And yes, you've been through these murky circumstances, you've been through something very tough, or many tough challenges, but what didn't kill you really made you stronger. And it seems like you've been turning obstacles into stepping stones, or you will very soon. For a lot of you, you've been crying a lot. I just heard something, and it's because it's a she. All the feminines watching this video today, I just heard you've been arguing with a masculine, whether I'm not necessarily aggressively, but just trying to put your point across. And it seems like nothing changes. And it's because there's a dynamic here with this masculine, and it's not because this masculine is a bad person, it's because it's their masculine energy. So they're in this energy of not focusing on the relationship or relationships, romantic relationships in general. This masculine seems to be very focused on their peers and how it looks to their peers, to other masculines, and making it and being successful and providing, probably for you, I don't know. And that is their focus. And I'm seeing a feminine here trying to get a masculine to focus on the same concerns or the same things that preoccupy her, and which could be you. Take what resonates here. And so there's a sense of a dissonance here in this partnership, where this feminine seems to be expecting this masculine to be or behave a certain way or to have the same concerns she does, but he never will. And there's a sense of an awakening to that. And now that you awaken to that, what do I do now? Is it still beneficial for me to be in this relationship? Is the love enough? Is, if I shift something in my perspective here, is it going to work? It's almost like a fairy tale. For the past years, this feminine has been struggling with a fairy tale in her mind that comes from movies, right? From romantic movies. And, reality has shown time and time again, no matter where she looks, no matter how many partnerships she looks through, or one partnership looking out to other partnerships, she seems to find the same problem with everyone around her or everyone she encounters. And it's because she's having a certain expectation that a masculine should behave that way. I'm just getting this today. And it's never going to happen. It's almost like the masculine doesn't care about the same things as this feminine does, or feminines in general. It's just different energies. This is why there is a role in the feminine. I'm not saying in the workplace, okay? I'm just saying energetically, where the feminine naturally has certain concerns and the masculine naturally has other concerns. Now, this either is going to make sense moving forward, or the feminine will shift something within herself, a perspective, or just an acceptance, or a way of processing the relationship that's going to change, is what I'm seeing here. The number 43 could be relevant, the number 7. There's been a lot of spiritual growth. This feminine has searched wide and far, close and detailed into the relationship dynamics with the masculine here. I'm just seeing that. And there's something that is just not there because it will never be there. And not because this masculine is a bad person. I'm not saying anything abusive. It's just because it's the same thing as a masculine going to you and saying, now I'm not talking about genders here, okay? So just take what resonates. And saying, I see you preoccupied there about relationships and romance and stuff, but I need you to put that aside now and have the same concerns I do. Or care about the same things I do. And you're like, but how can I care if I don't care? Like, it's like, it's just different energies. It's very different energies. And there's something coming into balance where there's an acknowledgement of this. And now there's a processing of, okay, but how do I move forward? How can I still feel appreciated? How can I still be okay with this or not? Or there's this, that this feminine no longer feels disempowered. This feminine no longer feels like a victim, because this feminine is understanding that it's not personal, it's just by design, if that makes sense. And the expectations change now. There's a change. It's not that there are no expectations, but there's a change in expectations. This feminine is no longer like, because this feminine is saying, but I sacrifice. And this could be a masculine as well. Okay, just take what resonates. Or the masculine goes, but I keep sacrificing. You keep sacrificing. And this feminine doesn't get it, doesn't get what I'm doing. And the feminine's going, I keep sacrificing. And this masculine will never care the way I care about certain things. It's the same thing as this masculine all of a sudden caring about makeup if they're not in that energy, right? Unless they're producing it and selling it and marketing it, right? It's just, so there's something here about that you needed to know or needed to hear here. We have Angel of Strength, and we have again a number 5 and the number 50 twice. So repeated number 50-50. Somehow 50-50 could be significant here. Like someone contributes something and the other one contributes another thing. And that's what makes the bond strong, is what I'm seeing here. Someone could have strong Leo in their chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Mercury, Midheaven, or South Node or North Node. But it seems like whoever's watching this, there's big changes happening. And you've been very strong. And because you've been strong, you've been through, maybe because of your perspective, because of your expectations, you've kind of put yourself through situations, and probably with a masculine, and they didn't understand you, they didn't understand dynamics, they had another set of expectations that created more difficulty than necessary. And there's a shift here. There's a shift, but what I want to say is that you're strong. You held strong through this, whoever you are in this dynamic or these dynamics. And instead of this disempowering you, instead of this bringing you down into a spiral, you actually learned from this. You actually turned these obstacles into stepping stones. And instead of making you sick, it's actually making you glow up. So you're coming out of this more empowered, more beautiful, glowing. You're just smarter, and just I see you turning this into success, okay? Your strength is paying off, but it's enough to be strong through this. Now you have to learn something from this and turn this into something that you can work with and that you will be happy with, is what I'm seeing here. What you've been gaining is a strong sense of self-worth, self-confidence, and a strong backbone in the midst of all this. I'm seeing if you were identifying as a victim, I see you shifting out of this victim consciousness. I'm seeing a lot of stoicism here. It's something you've learned about stoicism probably, but you're shifting out of victim consciousness into consciousness of, okay, now that I have this information, I'm no longer going to deny it or fight against it or pretend it's not there or think that I can change it. How do I work with this energy is what I'm seeing here. Okay, how do I address the dissonance? How am I going to be happy knowing all this and knowing that these are things I can't change? So there's a sense that you're no longer trying to, if you were trying to control things that were out of your control, I see a shift, you focusing on the things that you can control and everything else coming in as a bonus. So there's there's like a growth spurt, there's a milestone, there's a rite of passage here, where you just become stronger and smarter and more attractive and all of these things. More capable, more courageous, braver as well. We have the World. You're definitely closing a cycle right now. The number 21 could be relevant to you. Honey mushroom could be significant to someone. Honey could be significant to someone. Your people are protected, okay? Whoever's in your circle is protected as you close this cycle, but it's time to move on to a new cycle. The number 3, make progress. It's time to make progress from now on. It's time to build the world you want to see. King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could be in your chart, someone you're dealing with. That is a masculine energy here. So there's a cycle being closed here with a masculine energy or with your masculine energy. We have the devil, and the devil here I feel is the devil in the mind. More than the devil in this masculine, I'm seeing that you could have been, or the feminine could have been, whoever's watching this, it doesn't matter. The feminine could have been vilifying this masculine or turning this masculine into a horrible dictator, narcissistic devil, right? Where, let me see, 9 of Pentacles. But now that this feminine is becoming free from that notion and becoming independent of, because there was a codependency here, okay? And lobsters could be significant because we have the lobster mushroom. We have destructive Philiota. foliota. Destructive foliota is this mushroom here. So there's a deconstruction, I would say, of this notion that this is bad or wrong. It's just human nature and masculine nature, and this feminine is waking up to the fact. So if you're masculine and you're feeling relief listening to this, but there's a sense of, okay, but I need to be independent from these expectations. And there's a sense of not only being independent of these expectations, exiting or just kicking the devil out of the mind, saying, thank you, bye. Like, you're not helping here. This is just like making things worse. So I'm not going to keep feeding these thoughts. I'm not going to keep overthinking this and finding solutions and finding arguments and finding ways around this and trying to convince someone to care about things they don't care about. And it's like, okay, fine. So, you know, where do I turn my attention to? Where do I put my energy? Because it's clearly not leading anywhere. And as soon as this feminine does that, they start putting their energy, and mind you, this could be a masculine expecting a feminine to care about certain things they care about as well, okay? So just flip this energy. But it says she of the lotus, that's the main viewpoint, but you can flip this whoever you are. And so I see whoever had these expectations, shifting them and turning to, okay, how can I be independent from these expectations so that I can then turn to healthy interdependence? And that's where the process of standing on your own 2 feet, or whoever this is, and being financially independent, being autonomous, being healthy within oneself, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. What can I do to accomplish that? And then there goes all that attention. Oh, wait, I've been neglecting my mental health. This has been building up and it affected me in these ways in my mental health. Maybe I need to get rid of some unwanted energies through energy healing. Maybe I need to declutter my space and tidy. Maybe I need to, I was thinking about this, maybe there's stuff I can do in my home, like inventory. Maybe I'm running out of toilet paper, who knows, right? Very random, but like there could be things that are not well oiled in your life. And if you pay attention to all these things, or whoever was just focusing on this, obsessively focusing on this one relational thing about expectations, now all of a sudden turns outward and says, wait a second, I need to go to the dentist. I need to, like, I've gained weight, I've lost weight, I'm not eating correctly, my skin's breaking out. I don't know what could be going on. And then you tackle all these things, you go to the end of the day and you start to see progress within yourself, or whoever this person is, and you start glowing, right? And you're like, okay, well, I didn't notice that I had all these things because I was just so focused on this one thing. And then we have 9 of Cups. That's like perfect. That's when you start to see your wish fulfillment coming through, because it's not something that you are going after or expecting. That is the bonus. That is because you've been tending to the things that you needed to tend to, or whoever this person is. And we have believe in the impossible. So all of a sudden, the things that didn't seem possible start to become possible. And this person doesn't even worry if the other person cares anymore. They don't expect it. And maybe the other person still doesn't care. But the other person will maybe keep being them. And maybe this other person will see that other person from a different perspective. And because this person has taken off, because when you try to control something, when you try to self-sacrifice, when you're in low vibration, expecting something, feeling sorry for yourself because it's not coming through, or this person, whoever they are, you or this person, I don't know, it's coming from a place of fear, of lack, of abandonment, of guilt, shame, worry, anxiety, depression, whatever, that things may repeat themselves, if bad things may happen, Murphy's Law, whatever. And if the mind is occupied with these things, or, I need this person to care, this person doesn't care, there's a lack, it's a need, it comes from a place of ego and fear. But once a shift is done, you're like, you take the pressure off the other person as well energetically. And what happens is the fear was creating a resistance. It was like blocking things further between these two people. And once you take the fear out, it's like taking off the brakes. It's like, okay, I release this. Okay, there's nothing I can do here. What can I do? Let's roll up our sleeves. What can I do? Because, this is impossible or whatever. This is, because to be honest, if this person were honest with themselves, they also don't care about the things the other person cares about. And they also want something from that person, right? And so they were going about it the wrong way. Like, it's almost like you have to release the expectation of getting what you want from a certain person or a certain place. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's fine. You have to be okay with that. But then, once all your ducks are in a row, once you are really tending to the things and you're, distracted and focus your energy elsewhere, then all these things that you believed were impossible start to become possible, right? You start to see, wait a second, I wasn't even focusing on that. This is why they say if you want something, manifest it, think about it. I don't know. There's several manifestation techniques. Some work, some don't. Some work for some people, some don't. It doesn't matter. But there's this point where you just have to have faith and let it go. And if it comes, it comes. You have to be okay with the outcome, basically. And so, guys, this was your message. I'm not going to keep going because this is already I think we've got the message out, to be quite honest, that it's perfect at least it seems perfect. Well, nothing's perfect, but, then again, that wouldn't be fun. But anyway, that is your reading, guys. I'm rambling now. This is your reading. It was a pleasure to read for you guys. If this resonated with you, let me know how in the comment section. If it did not, choose another pile. Take what resonates, leave it does not. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. It helps the channel. It helps me bring you more. Extra content is on Patreon. Information for that is in the description box. It was a pleasure to read for everyone today. Have a beautiful day. See you in the next one. Bye. Welcome, option 2. You guys chose this dry desert. This is going to be your reading about what you need to know right now. Okay, so the number 31 is suggesting 5 of Wands energy. You could be going through challenges, obstacles, competition, difficulties, jealousy on your end, someone else's end, very possibly. These are just the energies of the 5 of Wands, okay? Obstacles, challenges, difficulties, competition, jealousy, okay? These are just the big ones. And it feels like you're still not getting anywhere. It still feels like a dry desert. You feel alone or lonely on this path somehow. And we have 2 little cactuses there. And, it's nice, but not much to look forward to. And you're wondering, what the heck? What the heck? Where is this going? Where is this leading me? I'm not seeing any evidence that this is getting any better. I am not seeing any changes. I am working toward the changes. I'm trying to be disciplined here, but it still feels pretty lonely out here, and it still feels like there's not much to look forward to. So if this is your energy, this is your reading. Let's see what the universe has to bring you. We have the number 17 and citrine. Ooh, that's good. Well, guys, let me just tell you, something good is right over the horizon, and you can't see it yet, but it's there. And citrine represents 2 very big things. I would say 3, okay? Color yellow. A sense of self-confidence and courage. But most importantly, citrine represents prosperity and joy. So that is very high vibrational energy. So it's almost saying, okay, this is temporary. Keep sticking to it. It's not going to take that much longer. It's right there on the horizon. And the number 34 there is giving me 31st of December, or the 31st of a month. So between the 31st of the month and the 17th of the next month for you, whenever you're watching this, because this is a timeless reading, I feel around the 17th, and 17 is the 8 energy. 1 plus 7 is an 8. Stable prosperity. Something is going to transform. It's like you've been doing what you need to do. You've been disciplined, right? You've been doing the right thing. It still feels lonely out there, but you're just at the tip of that change. You're at the threshold. You're almost there. It's not a time to give up, because I would say anywhere between the 31st and the 17th, you're going to see evidence of what you've been doing, and you're going to be very happy. So keep raising your vibration, stay positive, because I feel you have stayed positive. If not, you wouldn't be seeing citrine here. You wouldn't be seeing joy in your future. The only way to attract joy in the future is to somewhat feel it in your present moment, even if circumstances would not make you happy otherwise. You still have to delusionally put yourself in that place. And so I do see a degree of making that effort here. And you're like, oh, but I still don't see evidence. You will. Anywhere between 17 to 31 days, or between the 31st and the 17th, something here is going to pan out, and it's going to make you very happy, and it has something to do with bringing you stable prosperity. Okay? Whew, okay. And you know what? If anything, they're asking you right now to just keep letting go of negativity. Don't let negativity have any say in your life, because it's based on fear, and fear will create more resistance and will delay things further. So if you can do anything right now, is eliminate the fear, go to something else. Don't entertain negative thoughts, okay? Or negative people, or you know what I mean. Focus on your healing right now. Keep focused on healing. It seems like you are healing. Your ideas are healing. Your belief systems are healing. Your energy is rebalancing. That's what the focus needs to be on right now. Alchemizing, transmuting negative to positive. Keep doing that. Keep healing yourself. Keep being aware of your energy. Just explore healing modalities. Look into Reiki. Look into energy healing. I do energy healing one-on-one on Zoom. You can find my email in the description box. Look into the chakra system, your energy centers. You have the ability to heal yourself. And it seems like one of the things you have to look forward to is healing. That is a big one. Now, this could be physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual, but there is healing on the horizon. And healing is a step in a process to raise your vibration. The number 30 and the number 3 could be relevant. There's progress here with healing. Or you're figuring out that you have the ability to heal yourself, or you're going to have proof that the healing you've been doing is working. I really see good health for you in the future here, or an improvement when it comes to your health. We have Goddess of the Moon, and the number 52 could be relevant. The number 7. Keep following your intuition. Don't let circumstances or what it looks like right now deter you from sticking to your intuition, because your intuition has got you this far. So you need to keep following that intuition. Someone here could have Cancerian or Piscean energy in their chart. The number 52 and the number 7. Your spiritual path has led you here, even if you're not getting immediate evidence just yet. And you may be telling me, but it's been such a long time. Yes, but you're very, very close now. You're coming to the end of that. It's not a time to give up. It's a time to keep going, to keep healing, to keep following your intuition, to keep believing, to keep raising your vibration, and to keep staying disciplined and maintaining the focus, okay? All right. We have the Hanged Man. Yeah, you're like, but I feel stuck. And, well, the reason why you've been stuck is so that you can gain perspective. There's a reason why. And you have been seeing things from different perspectives, and you have done a lot of growth. You may not realize it because you're not seeing evidence of it, but you have been growing immensely, and you're going to see evidence of that. The number 12 being a 3, you're going to make progress. You're going to make progress. We have Master number 33. You're mastering your healing. You're mastering your ability to stay high vibrational. You're mastering your intuition. You've been doing these things all along. You've been doing these things for the past 12 to 17 years in a very consistent way. But you still feel stuck. You still feel unable to move. You still feel upside down. But we have the Ace of Cups. There's a new emotional beginning here for you. And I see fireworks. I see celebration. You're going to have reasons to celebrate, okay? And you're going to have some kind of new emotional beginning. Let's see. Three of Swords. Yeah, it's been painful where you've been. King of Cups. Oh, wow. Okay, so you could be dealing with a situation here where there's been people interfering here when it comes to a new beginning in love for you with someone who has feelings toward you or someone you have feelings toward. Eight of Wands. Wow. Wow. Okay, so if you've been dealing with a situation that has recently started or started but never got off the ground because of interference, let me just tell you that the love is going to overcome any obstacles. So maybe this is where you've been experiencing the most obstacles and challenges, has been to get something off the ground here that you love, or a person you love, or a relationship. Now this could be work, this could be a person, this could be a relationship. It's something you've been having trouble getting off the ground. It started, but then it got stunted and it feels stuck because of other people interfering. You know, your love, their love, the love in general is going to unblock the situation. Stay true to your intuition, stay on track with your healing, be disciplined, work on raising your vibration to the energy of love. You're there. You're in this energy of love. Stay there, because that's what's going to unblock and unlock everything. And everything is going to move a lot faster. Everything's going to go a lot quicker. And it's like unblocking the pain, unblocking. It's like all these interferences, whether it was one person, two people, things, circumstances. It's just like all of a sudden, if there was a lid, someone's going to cut the lid and it's just going to all go away. It's going to disappear into the distance. And all you're going to be left with is love. And finally, things moving forward. Whatever was stuck will move forward. Whatever started will be able to continue. You're no longer staying in this limbo or in this place of pain. It's like you're being freed from the pain. You're almost there. And whatever was stuck here will be able to take off and develop and progress. Beautiful. Yeah, your commitment is being tested. Your commitment to your goals. So it's not time to give up just yet. No. Your commitment to this, how much do you want this, is still being tested. So stay on track, okay, guys? You're almost there. It's been a slow, stuck progress, but it's almost, it's a matter of 8 weeks, okay? 8 weeks is like what, 2 months? So 17 days to 2 months, between the 31st and the 17th of a month. Everything will unlock and unblock. For some of you, there's a new beginning doing something you love or with someone you love, and everything will move forward, okay? You know what that is. I'm not here to tell you 11:11 on the clock, so could be a twin flame situation for some of you, or it just could be a new beginning and an activation of that new beginning here. Okay? So that was your reading. It was a pleasure to read for you guys today. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comment section. If not, choose another pile. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. It helps the channel. It helps me bring you more. Extra content is on Patreon. Information for that is in the description box. It was a pleasure to read for everyone today. Have a beautiful day. See you in the next one. Bye. Okay, hi guys. So even before I say hi to you guys, there's messages coming through. So the message, the channeling that was coming through as I was getting ready to record your pile, and I haven't seen the cards, I don't know what's going on here. It says details, but I was hearing you guys need to go back into a time in childhood when things were simpler, before sex got in the way, okay? Before dating, romance, romantic expectations, dating, and sex got in the way. Before puberty, where all you had to worry about was who you were going to play with, if you could play longer, what things you were going to do that were exciting that day. If there was something exciting that you did, it's getting back to that, what excites you, right? If you talk to your child, the past you before puberty, what made that child happy? And is there anything you've stopped doing that that child used to do? Is that anything that that child wanted to do, never got to do? Okay, just the thoughts that came through, so something to think about. And if you want to share what that is, go ahead in the comments and share what that is. I'd love to know, because it's different for everyone, right? The number 43 could be relevant, the number 7. Maybe you're very worried about details, caught up in the details. And look at this. This looks like a very busy desk, right? Like paperwork and bureaucracy. Maybe studying or compass. Maybe you got a message in pile number 1, okay? Because it has a compass here. The looking like a magnifying glass, clarity. You're wanting clarity, but it's upside down, so you're not getting clarity. You're not getting the clarity that you need, and you're just desperate for clarity. Important notes. Okay, so first important note is go back to your childhood. What did you want to do that you never got to do? And what were the things that you loved doing before you needed anything? Before you felt needs that were other than the basic needs, right? When your needs were up to you or your parents. What needs did your parents not fulfill? How can you fulfill those needs for yourself now? Are you expecting other people to fulfill those needs for you, or to be your toy or your playtime, or, if you can't find that in one person, can you find that in another person? You want clarity. Too many details. Maybe you're dealing with too many details. Maybe you're reading too much or seeking information in too many places. And it's a lot simpler than that. It doesn't have to be this complicated. It's simple. Go back to when times were simpler. Again, it doesn't have to be this messy. You don't have to have so many things. You don't need so much. You don't need so much information. You don't need so many papers or books or, the more things we have, the more things we have to clean and tidy. The more things we have, the more we feel an energetic heaviness, right? Do I need all the things that I own? Do I need all these books? Do I need to be reading so much? Do I need to always be seeking clarity, or can I just let things be and not always try to find answers or always try to question everything? How much of life am I actually living and feeling, and how much am I actually just questioning and trying to explain? Some things, we don't need to explain. We just need to experience. So it could be that you've been complicating your life just a little bit too much, and it's time to uncomplicate. Maybe you were taught that life was complicated and you believed it. It's like you took that thought and you embedded it in your belief system, and you said, yes, life is complicated. And now the universe agrees with you. Look, here's a complicated life. I agree with you. Life is so complicated. If you start pulling that back and say, no, life is actually easy. It doesn't have to be this complicated. The universe will say, yeah, it doesn't. Actually, let me just take this away from you and take that away from you and take that away from you. How does this look? Have obsidian. Could be relevant to you. The number 39 could be relevant to you. The number 3. Okay, the obsidian is all about knowing yourself and self-observation. You could be observing yourself, or you could be being nudged to observe yourself and ask yourself questions about yourself. Do I really know myself? Have I gotten so busy with other things, duties, and just things that I was told that I needed to research and know and learn about and read? I was told that I would be smarter if I read many books, or I was told that reading is actually what smart people do, or I was told that reading a lot is actually good for me. Well, there's a lot that we're told. Not saying that that all these things are lies or untrue or wrong, right? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying here is that I'm seeing critical thinking here. Like, okay, but is that true for me? Like, who am I following? Who am I listening to? Are these people happy? Are these people sane? Do I really know who these people are behind their mask, behind what they're telling me? Because I was seeing this thing the other day about this woman who was preaching to other women how to grab a man who would treat you like a princess, and little did she know that he was not treating her children, her girls, her tiny, her children like princesses at all, if you know what I mean. Like, behind the scenes, there were things going on that she either turned a blind eye to or knew nothing about, and all for the sake of, and there were people following her and doing all the things that she was teaching. Like, we have to be careful about people who tell us what to do rather than make us think, okay, critically, right? So the so-called gurus out there, the so-called influencers, they're not so-called, they are gurus, they are influencers. People put them in that position. They do influence people. People do listen to what they have to say, but to what extent is all of this even true for you? And, who are you following blindly? Is it making logical sense, but is it making sense to your intuition? Right? So there's something here about observe yourself, know yourself. Are you aligned with these people? Is this really truly resonating with you, with who you truly are? Do you know yourself that well? Are you asking yourself important questions here? Or are you tending to all these details and trying to be all these things that all these people are preaching that you should be or you should do? Or if you go back to your childhood, to who you were before, before you started watching the news, before you started being told what to do all the time, I'm not saying just by your parents, but of course by your parents as well. Like, who were you? Who are you? I'm not saying there are certain rules that if we abide to, we will live in harmony with each other. But I'm not talking about that. I'm saying, what are these other things? Like, what are you resonating with and why? And does it really truly resonate with you, or does it resonate with the story you've been told all your life? Like, where is that falling? Where is that really attaching to you? Where is it coming from? Is it your truth? Is it the truth that you learned to be the truth that is your truth? And so I'm seeing like a need to really truly get to know yourself to your core, to see, are these things resonating with me or with my mask? Are these things resonating with me or the role I was told to play? Right? We have vulnerability. The number 56 could be relevant, as well as the number 11. Can you be that vulnerable with yourself? Can you admit to yourself that you haven't been able to truly be vulnerable because you've been wearing a mask, because you've been playing a role that you thought was expected of you? Do you see vulnerability as a weakness? Because if you do, then this means that you're operating from a place of a mask because you feel like it's not safe to be vulnerable. Maybe because the people you are relating to, or you have always related to, or what was shown to you when you were younger or since a young age, was that you had to protect yourself, because if you were to be vulnerable, that would be explored or abused or in some way trampled over. But there is a way to be vulnerable while also setting healthy boundaries. You can do both at the same time. It's just finding that sweet spot. And there are people you can trust, but for that you need to know who you truly are, to see, okay, how am I going to truly open up here? And who is the person who will be the correct receiver? Who is the person who's going to understand this without judging me and still loving me and accepting me? And so again, it's the sweet spot. There's a dragon here. Someone could be of the year of the dragon. We are still technically in the year of the dragon as I'm uploading this, even though this is a timeless reading meant for you when you find it. You're being very protective of something here that you see as precious. But at the same time, I feel you're not doing much with it. It's like it's just there. And it's frozen in time in a way. It's something you're holding space for while you heal past wounds. So there's a deep sense of, oh, there could have been a wounding here that led you to crystallize into a belief system of self-protection or of dissociating with your truth, with your true identity, with your soul, with your authenticity. And you've been very protective of this. And the first step here is to accept yourself as you are, regardless of what other people are going to think or judge. Because look, whoever you want to impress, if there's a group of people, if there's a certain person, think about, why do you want to impress that person? Do you really think that person is a lot better than you? Why? What are you not seeing about that person? Is there a group of people you want to impress? Right? Could there be another group of people who would already be impressed by you? Why are you trying to impress that group? Because maybe that's the scope of what you know, but you need to know yourself better so that you can go out there and figure out, wait, there's probably other people who are like myself. Why am I trying to impress this group of people? Probably I will never truly, and I will never feel comfortable there anyway. So, you know, who is like me? Who resonates with me? Who's going through what I'm going through? Who is aligned with the things I'm aligning with? And where are those people? Where are those people? What is my raw truth? To be able to communicate it and find people who are aligned with that truth, you have to be able to know what that is. You need to know, to get to know yourself. Maybe you need a numerology report or an astrological report or therapy for some of you, or maybe even a life purpose report. I do life purpose reports. I do numerology reports. You can find my email in the description box for that. But basically, to be able to remove your armor and be vulnerable with someone, and because vulnerability is opening up your inner child to come out and play as well. And if you want to live out the simple way, you have to be able to remove your armor here so that the right people can participate and find you in that same and match that same energy, because they already match that energy, but you're protecting it so other people can't come in, the wrong people or the right people. And there's a need for you to see your truth, have compassion for who you are, accept that, because there's a group of people out there who are on the same page, who will accept you as you are. And then you'll feel free and safe to bring those walls down. Yeah, hostilities, but it seems like you're still too preoccupied about how people will punish you, how you will be judged, and people, you know, because you're used to people being hostile to. Maybe you did experience that as a child, and I'm so sorry if you did. But that doesn't have to, that reality, I'm seeing a child here who was powerless to change their circumstances. As most children are, they have parents, they have guardians, they're not strong enough physically, they're not independent enough, they would probably just be taken back. And so that was very difficult to control. But once you reach adulthood, and well, you know, of course, if circumstances are normal, I'm not saying other kinds of things that go on in the world, right, where people still remain stuck to other people by force or whatever. No, I'm saying if you're watching this video, if you have that freedom, then it could be that your mind has been, you know, conditioned, let's put it that way, through experience to feel like you are powerless and you don't have a way out, or that hostilities will always come from everyone regardless of who they are. That is not true. But it's like you have to know yourself to know who, then send that energy out there and see who resonates with that, see who you can trust. It's like the number 26 could be relevant to number 8. You're going to discover your true strength once you really allow someone in, or once you allow yourself to heal these wounds from the past, to accept yourself as you are, to see who you are, and to share from the depths of your heart, that raw truth, and start to see compassion slowly but surely in other people, and even forgiveness and understanding, and people being able to put themselves in your shoes. But you've been conditioned either by society or by your family or in some way, shape, or form, maybe a relationship, to put on a facade, to be strong even if you're not feeling strong. And as a paradox, being vulnerable is actually one of the strongest things you can do. It takes strength to share, to open up to someone, right? Because it's like if you want to do something, anything with your life, it's a risk. Like you can fail at it, and then you have to get up again, and you have to accept that could be the case here, and be okay with that. It doesn't mean that you're going to experience the same trauma that you did in the past. Knight of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could be strongly in your chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, or Mercury. Yeah, you dealt with people at the very least who were either verbally abusive with you, emotionally abusive, or they were just plain tactless with their words, okay? And very harsh. I'm seeing something possibly about air travel here for you. Maybe you are traveling, maybe you're thinking about traveling, maybe you will, or you have. And we have the 8 of Pentacles. It seems like you have this, you really want to work on something prosperous and stable. You have this material concern of having something work that you dedicate yourself to, and it pans out financially and through stability. There's something about a daily contribution, daily work, daily dedication here, 4 of Pentacles, but it's like you're not getting much out of it. Probably you are saving money, who knows, but it's like there's stuck to a daily grind, stuck to a dedication here, stuck to being dedicated to people who are harsh, or harsh circumstances, or hostile even, and feeling like there's more to life. Someone here likes king oyster mushrooms, or king oyster mushrooms could be significant. 10 of Wands, and this is becoming so much of a burden. This has been so much of a burden, and you just want to release this burden. Like, you're starting to question, what am I dedicated to? Why am I dedicated to this? Because it's only bringing me hostility and harshness, and I still feel empty. I still don't have much. I work hard. I see the rewards for my work, but it doesn't stay for long. And all I'm left with is responsibilities, and I feel this is a lot because of how your mind is processing things, how your mind has been conditioned and programmed. And the good news is that with the Magician here, it's all up to you to decondition your mind and reprogram it into the settings that you want. So if you were to sit down with a piece of paper and a pen, I'm not saying, don't go into your notes onto your phone, please, okay? Piece of paper, and pen, okay? And write down, look at yourself and say, okay, what was the word that I used? How do I want to design my life? What do I want my life to look like? What do I want to manifest? If I had a magic wand, which you do, it's your hand and it's called writing, it's your tongue and it's called speaking, it's your mind and it's called thinking, right? How would I rewire my brain? What would I be telling my brain instead of the things that I'm telling it? If in a perfect world that I could design my brain and how it thinks and how my mouth speaks and how my hand moves and writes and how my feet walk and where they go, from beginning to end, from my thought process to the action taken, what would I be doing if I knew that that would guarantee my manifestation? What would I be saying? Would I be focused on the things that I don't want to happen? No, because then I'm pulling in that energy, and whether I like it or not, whether I'm aware of it or not, I'm already pulling myself into that direction. So if I put myself in the sole direction of what I want in my life, based on that inner child, what would my life be like? First of all, it'd probably be really simple, right? Simple way of thinking. This way. It's simple. It's this simple. 1, 2, 3. Okay? This is what I have in my life. This is what makes me happy. This is what I'm so grateful for every single day. How would you design that? How would you think? And what would you write down? A fiery climax approaches. It seems like you're closing a cycle around next October, okay? I feel from here until October, you could have some kind of placement in Libra or Aries. From here until October, Gemini as well, very strongly there, I see you focusing on the details, but it's your details. I see you redesigning your thought process. I see you reprogramming the way you've been thinking. And I see you designing the life that you want. And I'm going to take a wild guess here, but it's going to look nothing like it's looked like this far. I pretty much see almost everything's going to be different. Because I see new beginnings in many areas of your life. This could be relocation, new job, new source of income, new people, new friends, new place, new house, new wardrobe, new things that come out of your mouth, new hobbies, right? So I hope this message was useful. I hope this brought you the clarity that you seek. It was a pleasure to read for everyone here today. Let me know how this resonates for you in the comment section. If it did not, choose another pile. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. It helps the channel. It helps me bring you more. Extra content is on Patreon. Information for that is in the description box. It was a pleasure to read for everyone today. Have a beautiful day. See you in the next one. Bye.